Okay, so support statements today. Support statements are one sentence that introduces your examples in your body paragraph. So usually if you're writing a body paragraph, you'll have a couple examples, a couple pieces of evidence. The support statements kind of set that ball in motion. So let's take a look at how to construct these things. Okay, so when you're writing support statements, you want to keep them somewhat general in that they're not just going to repeat what your evidence is about to say. We don't want those two things being the exact same sentence, so to say. So right here we have a claim. We're writing an essay about students and how they should never have their phones in school. The paragraph that we're currently working on is discussing that phones are a distraction to students, to the learning process. So I would have some evidence, and I would be talking about the phones being a distraction in this paragraph. When we write a support statement, just like when we write a topic sentence, we want to start off with the transition. So we'll just use the easy, reliable first of all. Okay, and now we're going to provide an example, so to say, about how phones are distractions. So we already have first of all down. We'll say first of all, students play games instead of paying attention. So, pretty general support statement about playing games. I can assume that some evidence that I might introduce will have something about, I don't know, Candy Crush or any sort of game, specific game that students might be playing that's distracting them during the school day. But that support statement sets that up nicely. Okay, a different example here, this time using Miley Cyrus. I'm writing an essay now on Miley Cyrus and how she is the most influential artist in modern days. And the topic that of the paragraph I'm currently working on is about her social media presence. Miley's obviously big on especially Instagram and some of the more trendier social media sites. So what I'm going to write about in this paragraph is their social media presence. And again, we want to start support statements off with the transition. So I'll use for instance. And for my first example, I'm going to present some evidence on her Instagram presence. So I'm going to say, for instance, Miley is very popular on Instagram. Okay, and then I would eventually be providing evidence about maybe how many followers she has, how many posts she does a day, how many people like her posts, whatever it could be. But it's going to connect to Instagram, and it's going to be a little bit more specific. But for now, I have a nice semi-general support statement in place. Okay, so just to quickly recap, the formula for writing support statements is pretty simple. You want to start off with a transition. Don't reuse the same one over and over again. If you use first of all for your topic sentence, don't use first of all for your next support statement. We want to keep a variety, and if you do a search on the internet, there's endless amounts of transitions you can use. Once you have that transition in place, you just flesh out your examples. So again, we don't want to be super particular. If you think about the Miley example I just did, I wouldn't use as a support statement, for example, Miley Cyrus has, I don't know, 5 million Instagram followers or whatever it is, because that's a little too specific. We could say something about Miley has a tremendous presence on Instagram, and then we'll provide evidence that's a little bit more specific, and then eventually take that analysis and tie it all together. So there's your formula for writing a support statement. Nothing too complex. Just keep it simple, and you'll be in great shape. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for future videos on the writing process for literary analysis. Thanks.